Imagine this. You wake up 10 years from now and realize you spent more time scrolling than growing. You invested hours in everything except yourself. The question is, when will you become your own best investment? Pause. Let that sink in before continuing. But when you're young, or even when you're just beginning your journey, the biggest mistake you can make is chasing money before mastering yourself. Everyone wants success fast, a good salary, a car, a lifestyle that looks impressive. But here's the truth that most people realize too late. Money follows knowledge, not the other way around. The ones who truly grow are not those who ask, "How much will I get paid?" but those who ask, "What will I learn from this?" The problem is too many people work for money when they should be working for growth. The value of your time doesn't come from your paycheck. It comes from the skills you develop during that time. Think about it. Every successful person you admire once worked for little or nothing just to learn. The most valuable experiences in life don't always pay well in the beginning. Internships, small projects, volunteer work, reading books, learning online, shadowing mentors. These are investments that don't pay you immediately, but they build the foundation for everything you'll ever achieve. The hours you spend learning may not give you instant results, but they create a version of you that the world will someday pay a premium for. Because once you have knowledge, nobody can take it away from you. Money can disappear, jobs can vanish, but skills and understanding stay forever. There's a common trap that many people fall into. They confuse being busy with being productive. You can work 12 hours a day, earn a lot of money, and still be standing in the same place 5 years later. Why? Because you didn't learn anything new. You only traded time for cash. That's not investment, that's survival. Learning, on the other hand, multiplies your value. It makes you adaptable. The world is changing so fast that what worked 5 years ago is almost useless today. The real winners are those who never stop learning. They keep upgrading their skills, understanding new technologies, exploring new ideas, and adapting faster than anyone else. They don't wait for change, they prepare for it. There will always be people who tell you, "You should be earning more by now." Ignore them. Earning comes later. Learning comes first. Think of it like planting a tree. When you plant the seed, you don't see fruit for a long time. You water it, you nurture it, you protect it. And people might laugh at you because nothing's growing yet. But one day, that same tree gives shade, fruit, and strength. That's exactly how learning works. It doesn't pay you at first, but one day, it gives you more than you ever imagined. The early years of your career, or any stage of growth, should be about collecting knowledge, not counting income. And learning doesn't just happen in classrooms or lectures. It happens everywhere, in failure, in observation, in asking questions, and in watching how others succeed or fail. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Every problem you face has a hidden lesson. Most people don't learn because they're too proud to ask or too afraid to fail. But humility and curiosity are the two doors to growth. If you can stay humble enough to learn and brave enough to fail, you'll always move forward. The world rewards learners, not knowers. Because those who think they already know everything stop growing, while those who stay curious keep evolving. Remember this: money is temporary, but skills are permanent. The skill you learn today might not seem important now, but it could be the key to your success tomorrow. Maybe you learn how to communicate better, manage your time, or understand people. Maybe you learn how to write code, design, or lead. Whatever it is, every small skill compounds. You don't become great overnight. You become great by improving one small thing every day. A little more knowledge, a little more practice, a little more confidence. These are invisible investments that will one day make you unstoppable. Learning is not a cost. It's the best interest rate you'll ever get. And finally, never underestimate the power of being a lifelong student. The day you stop learning is the day you start falling behind. The world doesn't slow down for anyone. New ideas, new industries, new challenges, they're appearing every single day. The only way to stay relevant, confident, and capable is to keep learning. Read books, take courses, listen to people who are smarter than you, travel, observe, question, and most importantly, apply what you learn. Knowledge that is not applied becomes information. Knowledge that is practiced becomes transformation. The more you learn, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more you eventually earn, not just in money, but in confidence, opportunities, and purpose. So if you truly want to invest your time wisely, start by investing it in learning. Learn when others are wasting time. Learn when it feels boring. Learn even when no one is watching, because one day, all that learning will become your advantage, the invisible force that separates you from the average. Learn more than you earn today, so tomorrow you can earn more than you ever dreamed possible. Everyone loves setting goals. We make lists, write them on walls, put them in our diaries, and tell everyone about them. I want to lose weight. I want to start a business. I want to read 50 books this year. And for a few days, we're full of energy, motivated, excited, unstoppable. But then reality shows up. The excitement fades, discipline weakens, and the same goals we shouted with confidence slowly disappear into excuses. Why does this happen? Because goals give you direction, but habits give you progress. Motivation gets you started, but habits keep you going. Think of goals as your destination and habits as your vehicle. You can't reach the destination by staring at the map. You have to drive. Everyone knows where they want to go, but only a few are consistent enough to take small daily steps to get there. That's why successful people focus more on systems than outcomes. They don't ask, what do I want to achieve? They ask, what must I do every day to make it happen? If you master your daily routine, you don't have to chase success. Success will find you. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Habits are powerful because they work quietly. They don't need applause, they don't depend on mood, and they don't care about motivation. A small habit practiced daily beats a big dream done occasionally. Reading 10 pages every day sounds small, but that's 650 pages in a year, about 15 books. Spending 20 minutes learning a skill daily adds up to over 120 hours in 6 months. The secret is consistency. The brain loves repetition. It rewards routine and punishes chaos. The first few days are hard, but once a habit sticks, it becomes easier to continue than to quit. And that's when real growth begins. When doing the right thing becomes automatic. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people who both want to get fit. One says, I'll go to the gym for 2 hours every weekend. The other says, I'll work out for 20 minutes every day. After a month, who's better off? Not the one who did it once or twice with full energy, but the one who showed up every day, even when it wasn't perfect. Because consistency always beats intensity. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. Your small daily disciplines, waking up on time, eating healthy, learning something new, staying focused, these are the invisible habits that shape your visible results. But here's something most people forget. Bad habits grow faster than good ones. It's easier to scroll for an hour than read for 10 minutes. It's easier to postpone than to persist. And the more we give in, the deeper the habit becomes. That's why discipline is so important. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You don't need to be motivated every day. You just need to be disciplined enough to keep going. You train yourself to show up, whether you're in the mood or not. Because habits are like planting seeds. They don't grow if you water them, whenever you feel like it. You water them every day, no matter what. There's another truth: habits build identity. When you start reading daily, you don't just read, you become a reader. When you practice speaking every day, you don't just prepare for a presentation, you become a communicator. When you train daily, you don't just exercise, you become an athlete in mindset. The actions you repeat shape how you see yourself. And how you see yourself decides how you act in the future. This is why change always starts small. One choice, one habit, one step at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent enough to prove to yourself that you can be better than yesterday. Now, building habits isn't easy in the beginning. It takes patience, awareness, and a clear reason why you're doing it. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one habit, start small, track your progress. Reward yourself for consistency, not results. You'll notice that progress feels slow at first, like nothing's changing. But here's the beautiful part: results compound. Just like saving a small amount of money every day builds wealth over time, small positive actions build massive success. The compound effect of good habits is invisible at first and unbelievable later. The person who reads a few pages daily, exercises regularly, and keeps learning will look unstoppable in 5 years, while others will still be planning to start tomorrow. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not talent. It's consistency. Talent can make you shine once, but habits keep you shining forever. Goals might motivate you for a week, but habits transform you for a lifetime. So stop chasing the feeling of motivation, build the structure of consistency. Let your daily actions be so powerful that even on your worst days, they move you a little forward. Don't wait for perfect moments to act. Create small, imperfect moments every day that build into something amazing over time. Remember, it's not what you do once that defines your life. It's what you do every single day. You become what you repeatedly do. So if you want to invest your time wisely, focus less on what you want to achieve and more on who you are becoming every day. Because when you build strong habits, you build a strong future. Success is never an accident. It's a habit practiced until it looks effortless. We live in a world full of noise, notifications, invitations, distractions, and endless options pulling us in every direction. Everyone wants your attention. Everyone wants a piece of your time. But the truth is, you cannot do everything, and more importantly, you shouldn't. One of the greatest skills you'll ever learn in life is the ability to say no, not out of arrogance or pride, but out of clarity. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are silently saying no to something that could change your life. Think about it. We often say yes to things just to please others, hanging out when we should be working, taking on tasks we don't believe in, watching just one more episode when we know we have a goal to chase. And every small yes to distraction is a no to progress. Time is like money. If you don't spend it wisely, it disappears. But unlike money, time never comes back. Once spent, it's gone forever. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not always smarter or more talented. They simply protect their time more fiercely. They know that saying no to distractions is actually saying yes to their dreams. Learning to say no is not easy. Society teaches us that being busy means being productive, that being available means being kind. But real kindness begins with respect, and that includes respecting your own time. You have to ask yourself, is this helping me grow? Before you agree to anything. You can't make everyone happy, and you don't need to. You're not here to please the world. You're here to fulfill your purpose. The people who truly value you will understand your focus. Those who don't, well, they were never part of your growth anyway. There's a beautiful line that says, if you try to chase 2 rabbits, you catch none. That's what happens when we try to do everything. We spread ourselves thin, moving fast, but going nowhere. Real focus begins when you remove what doesn't matter. The most successful people in the world are not those who do the most things. They are the ones who choose a few things and give them their absolute best. They say no to almost everything that doesn't align with their goals. They protect their energy the way a guardian protects a treasure. Because energy and focus are treasures. Once lost, they're hard to recover. You see, saying no is not rejection, it's direction. Every no you give shapes your path. When you say no to laziness, you say yes to discipline. When you say no to gossip, you say yes to peace of mind. When you say no to temporary pleasure, you say yes to long-term purpose. That's how you build a meaningful life, through conscious decisions that reflect what truly matters to you. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. You'll find that the fewer things you commit to, the more deeply you can give yourself to them, and the better results you'll create. But here's the challenge. Sometimes saying no will make you unpopular. People may call you rude, selfish, or even boring. That's fine. You're not here to be liked. You're here to grow. Every great achiever was once misunderstood because they chose focus over approval. You can't climb a mountain while waving to everyone. If you want to rise higher, you have to let go of the weight that holds you down. And most often, that weight is unnecessary obligations and distractions. It's okay to walk away from things that no longer align with who you're becoming. Your time is limited. Spend it building your future, not maintaining other people's expectations. Let me share a simple truth. Success is not about what you add. It's about what you remove. You don't find clarity by doing more. You find it by cutting out noise. Remove the habits, relationships, and routines that drain your energy. Declutter your time the way you declutter your room. Make space for what truly matters. When you say no to 100 small things, you create room for the one big thing that can transform your life. Think about that. Every no is an investment in your future self. And the people who learn to say no early end up living life on their own terms later. Most people never achieve greatness because they're too busy being busy. They wake up and react to life instead of designing it. They allow distractions to decide their direction. But those who master their time, who consciously choose where their attention goes, become unstoppable. They don't need to do everything. They just need to do the right things consistently. Saying no doesn't mean doing less. It means doing better. It's a skill that turns chaos into clarity and confusion into control. So start protecting your time like your most valuable asset. Because it is. Learn to say no without guilt. No to endless scrolling. No to toxic people. No to procrastination disguised as rest. No to anything that steals your focus. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you say yes to something greater, your growth, your peace, your purpose. You begin to own your time instead of letting the world own it for you. The truth is, your success is not defined by how much you do, but by how much you refuse to do that doesn't matter. Every no shapes your life just as much as every does. So be brave enough to choose wisely. Don't let distraction be the thief of your destiny. Protect your energy, value your time, and focus on what truly builds you. The world doesn't reward those who do everything. It rewards those who do the right things with full attention, full heart, and full discipline. Failure. It's a word most people fear, yet it's the very thing that shapes every great story. We live in a world where success is celebrated and failure is hidden, where people only show the trophies but never the bruises. But the truth is, every success story is built on a mountain of failures. The people who rise the highest are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who learn how to rise every time they do. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's the path to it. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, yet they never say, maybe walking isn't for me. They simply get up, try again, and one day they walk with confidence. That's how life works. Failure is just feedback. Every mistake whispers a lesson. Every setback carries a message. But most people are so busy feeling defeated that they never stop to listen. The winners, they listen carefully. They ask, what is this failure trying to teach me? The reason people stay stuck is because they fear embarrassment more than they desire growth. They're afraid of what others will think if they fail. But here's something you must understand. Failure is proof that you tried. The only real failure is never trying at all. Every mistake you make means you were brave enough to take a step forward. And every step forward, even a wrong one, brings you closer to success. Life rewards the bold, not the perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to have the courage to keep moving when others give up. I've met people who gave up after one rejection, one bad grade, one business loss. They say, maybe this isn't for me. But how can you judge a future from one moment of pain? Failure is not your identity. It's an experience. It's something that happens to you, not something that defines you. The greatest inventors, leaders, and dreamers all failed repeatedly. Thomas Edison once said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's how winners think. They don't see failure as the end. They see it as information. They use it, learn from it, and try again better and smarter. There's a hidden gift inside every failure. Clarity. When things don't go as planned, you learn what doesn't work. You discover your weaknesses, your limits, and the areas that need improvement. Failure teaches you patience, resilience, humility, things success can't teach. When you win, you celebrate. But when you lose, you learn. Losing teaches you who you are when things get hard. It shows you how much you want something. And when you come back from a failure, you come back stronger, wiser, and more focused. That's why failure is not your enemy. It's your most honest teacher. But to learn from failure, you must be willing to face it with an open mind. Don't run from it. Reflect on it. Ask yourself questions like, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? What lesson is this situation trying to teach me? When you start analyzing failure, instead of escaping it, you turn pain into progress. You become unstoppable. Because every setback becomes a stepping stone. The key is not to let failure break your spirit. Let it build your strategy. Don't sit in regret, stand in reflection. Regret looks backward, reflection moves forward. Let's be honest. Failure hurts. It can crush your confidence and make you doubt yourself. But pain is not punishment, it's preparation. The pain you feel today builds the strength you'll need tomorrow. You cannot develop resilience without pressure. You cannot develop wisdom without mistakes. Every failure tests your character, and every time you get back up, you build something invisible. Mental toughness. It's the quiet power that helps you keep going when others stop. And that's where growth happens, in the moments when it would have been easier to quit, but you chose not to. The biggest difference between successful people and unsuccessful ones is not talent, intelligence, or opportunity. It's how they respond to failure. Unsuccessful people see failure as the end. Successful people see it as feedback. They don't take failure personally. They don't let it define their worth. They use it to refine their approach. Every no they receive brings them one step closer to a oyas. Every mistake becomes a manual for their next success. That's how you grow. Not by avoiding failure, but by transforming it into your teacher. And here's something powerful: failure humbles you. And humility opens the door to wisdom. When you fail, you realize you don't know everything. You become open to learning, listening, and improving. That humility is what keeps you growing. Arrogance stops growth, but failure restarts it. It reminds you that there's always more to learn, always a new way to improve. So don't hide your failures. Own them, study them, and let them shape you. People respect those who rise after falling, not those who pretend they never fell. So the next time you fail, don't ask, why me? Ask, what now? Don't let one moment of disappointment decide your destiny. Every champion was once a beginner who refused to quit. Every master was once a student who failed many times. Your failures are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They're proof that you're on the path at all. Because the only people who never fail are the ones who never try. There's a saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And it's true. Who you spend your time with determines how far you'll go. The people around you are like mirrors. They reflect your mindset, your standards, your ambitions. Whether you rise or fall often depends not just on your effort, but on the energy of your environment. That's why one of the smartest investments you can ever make is choosing the right people to surround yourself with. People who want to grow, who challenge you, who make you uncomfortable in the best possible way. You see, not everyone in your life wants you to evolve. Some people love the version of you that's easy to control. The version that doesn't change, doesn't dream too big, doesn't take risks. The moment you start growing, you'll notice something strange. Some will cheer for you, but others will distance themselves. That's okay. Growth exposes loyalty. It separates those who celebrate your progress from those who fear being left behind. The people you keep close will either push you forward or pull you back. There's no neutral influence. So choose carefully. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your future, not your past. A growth-minded circle doesn't always agree with you, and that's the beauty of it. They'll question your decisions, challenge your ideas, and push you to think bigger. They'll tell you when you're wrong, not to criticize you, but to help you improve. It's uncomfortable sometimes, but comfort never created growth. You need people who hold you accountable, who refuse to let you stay average. They don't let you settle for good enough, because they see the greatness you're capable of. These are the kind of people who will clap for your small wins, guide you through your failures, and remind you to keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Look at any successful person. You'll notice one thing in common: they built strong networks of positive influence. They surrounded themselves with dreamers, doers, learners, and believers. They didn't isolate themselves in competition. They collaborated in growth. Because when you share ideas with the right people, your ideas multiply. When you talk to people with vision, your vision expands. When you spend time with those who live with purpose, their energy becomes contagious. Just being in their presence makes you want to level up. That's why your environment is more powerful than your willpower. You can't expect to grow if your surroundings keep shrinking your mindset. Here's a simple test. After spending time with someone, ask yourself, do I feel drained or inspired? If you feel drained, that's a red flag. If you feel motivated, that's a green light. Life is too short to spend with people who complain more than they create. Negativity is like smoke. Stay in it too long and you'll start choking without realizing it. But positivity, ambition, and curiosity are like oxygen. They help you breathe better, think clearer, and aim higher. The company you keep is not just about friendship. It's about your future. You're writing your story with the people you choose to walk beside you. However, don't just look for people who are ahead of you. Look for those who are hungry like you. People who might not have achieved everything yet, but share your fire to improve. Build your circle on shared values, not just shared success. Learn from those above you, grow with those beside you, and inspire those behind you. That's how real communities of progress are formed. When you rise, lift others. When you learn something, share it. Because growth-minded people don't compete against each other. They complete each other. They understand that when one rises, everyone can rise. But remember, surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't mean cutting everyone else off with arrogance. It means setting boundaries with wisdom. You can still care for others, but you don't have to carry their negativity. You can still be kind, but you don't have to be available for every drama. Protect your energy the way you'd protect your dreams, because energy is the fuel of growth. The wrong crowd can drain it before you even start your journey. The right crowd will refill it even when you're tired. When you invest your time with growth-minded people, you notice your standards start to rise. Conversations shift from gossip to goals, from complaining to creating, from blaming to building. You stop chasing distractions and start chasing development. You stop worrying about being liked and start focusing on being valuable. That's the silent power of the right circle. It changes your definition of success. It makes you realize that wealth is not just money, it's mindset. And a rich mindset grows best when it's surrounded by others who believe in growth too. So look around, audit your environment. Who's in your circle? Who pushes you forward and who holds you back? Be brave enough to distance yourself from those who make you small and humble enough to learn from those who make you grow. The people around you will either feed your fire or pour water on it. Choose wisely. Because when you surround yourself with growth-minded people, you don't just become better. You become unstoppable. You start to think bigger, act bolder, and believe stronger. And one day, you'll realize that your success didn't come just from what you did. It came from who you did it with. We live in a world that loves speed, fast internet, fast food, fast results. Everyone wants success, and they want it now. But real success, the kind that lasts, doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, discipline, and patience. The greatest mistake people make is giving up too early. They start something with excitement, face a few challenges, and then say, maybe it's not working. But success doesn't follow emotion. It follows consistency. The truth is simple yet hard to accept. Everything great takes time. Look around you. Every strong tree you see was once a small seed. You can't plant a seed today and expect fruit tomorrow. You have to water it, protect it, and wait. The roots must grow before the branches can. That's how success works. You might not see results at first, but that doesn't mean growth isn't happening. Some of the most important progress happens quietly, beneath the surface. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Patience is the bridge between effort and achievement. Impatience destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Many people quit not because they can't succeed, but because they couldn't wait long enough. They compare their beginnings to someone else's middle. They see others succeeding and start doubting themselves. But comparison is poison. It blinds you to your own journey. Everyone's timing is different. Your story will not unfold like anyone else's, and that's okay. You don't need to be faster, you need to be consistent. The seed that blooms later sometimes bears the sweetest fruit. Here's the truth. The process will test you. You'll face moments when nothing seems to work, when all your effort feels invisible. You'll question yourself, your dreams, and your direction. But those are the moments that shape you the most. The waiting season is not a wasted season. It's the phase where character is built, where strength and patience grow. Success isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle it when you arrive. If you get success before you're ready for it, you'll lose it just as fast. The process is where you learn discipline, humility, and resilience. You learn to keep going without applause, to believe in yourself when no one else does, to trust the work even when the reward hasn't come yet. Every small step, every long day, every quiet night of effort adds up. But the results will only appear if you keep showing up. People often say, nothing is happening, when in reality, everything is happening, just not visibly yet. Growth is slow because it's deep. The deeper the foundation, the taller the structure can rise. Let me share something simple but powerful. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. Some people wait with frustration, checking constantly if things are changing. Others wait with faith, knowing that if they keep doing the right things, the results will come. The second group always wins, because success is not built on emotion, it's built on principle. If you keep learning, working, and improving, your time will come. You just have to trust the process long enough for it to reward you. We live in a culture that celebrates speed, but forgets endurance. We praise overnight success stories without seeing the years of silent effort behind them. People say someone got lucky, but luck is just the moment when preparation meets opportunity. You cannot control when that opportunity appears, but you can control how prepared you are when it does. Patience gives you that preparation. It allows you to keep refining, improving, and learning until the moment life opens the door. And when that door finally opens, you'll be ready to walk through it with confidence. Not luck. Sometimes the universe delays things not to punish you, but to prepare you. You may not get what you want right now, because something better is forming behind the scenes. Patience teaches you to surrender your timeline and trust the process. It reminds you that you're not behind, you're just being built. And one day, you'll look back and realize that everything that felt like a delay was actually protection. You were growing roots, building strength, and preparing for the moment when you'd finally be ready to shine. Becoming patient doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing your best every day, even when progress is invisible. It's showing up, learning, improving, and believing. It's about trusting that every effort counts, even when no one's watching. It's the ability to say, I don't see the results yet, but I know they're coming. That's real maturity. When you keep faith in motion, not in emotion. And here's something every successful person knows. The process never ends. Even after you achieve your goals, there's another level to reach. Patience isn't a phase. It's a lifelong companion. It keeps you grounded when things go right and strong when things go wrong. Without patience, success becomes unstable. With it, success becomes sustainable. So don't rush the journey. Don't wish for faster progress. Wish for stronger endurance, because time tests everything that's real. Quick results fade quickly, but slow, steady growth lasts forever. When you invest your time in yourself, the results may take time to appear, but when they do, they'll be undeniable. You'll realize that the process wasn't delaying you, it was developing you. And when that moment comes, you'll smile and understand what patience truly means. It's not waiting for the reward, it's becoming worthy of it. At the end of the day, life is not about how much time you have. It's about how you use the time you're given. We all have 24 hours, but what separates the great from the average is how they invest those hours. Some spend their time chasing distractions. Others spend it building their dreams. Some waste it waiting for opportunities. Others use it to prepare for them. The truth is, nobody else can invest in you better than you. The books you read, the people you learn from, the habits you build, the patience you practice, these are the real investments that shape your future. Success doesn't come from luck or timing or shortcuts. It comes from commitment, the quiet, daily decision to grow, to learn, and to become better than you were yesterday. There will be moments when progress feels slow, when no one notices your effort, when you feel like giving up. But remember, every great thing takes time. The seed doesn't see sunlight immediately, yet it still grows underground. You're growing too, even if you can't see it right now. Keep going, keep learning, keep investing in yourself, because one day the world will look at your success and call it luck. But you'll know it wasn't luck. It was time. Time you spent learning when others were scrolling. Time you spent improving when others were sleeping. Time you invested in yourself. So don't just spend your time, grow it, multiply it, invest it in becoming the best version of you. Because you are the only investment that never loses value.